guys, it's me, Gabby Dunn, the other half of this channel. I'm here to tell you about the new Bad with Money episode that came out today. It's about cancel culture and how Twitter makes money off of outrage and keeping you on there so you will look at ads. I am very, very excited about this episode. It's one I've wanted to do for a long time, and I just put a lot of work into it. So please give it a listen and let me know what you think. Here's a clip from the episode, so that'll like whet your appetite. And then a link to the full episode will be down in the description. We talked to reporter Emily Vanderwerf, and we also talked to TikTok's Glam Demon 2004, aka Serena Shahidi. So get into it. If you think something is free, you're the product. And Twitter, I want like my listeners to understand that like Twitter is making money off of your keeping you emotionally invested in a cancellation for 24 hours, for 48 hours, for 72 hours at the expense of like real people who, you know, at a certain point, you were talking about climate change, and there was a woman on Instagram who's like a influencer who's like very into eco-friendly products. And someone was like criticizing like, well, you're so eco-friendly, but you have 4 children. So like you're actually whatever. And there was something really interesting where you were talking about like personal responsibility to sort of keep you from seeing what's broken. So like instead of going after the tech companies and the capitalism that is like, you know, keeping a top 1% of people having most of the money, it's easier for you to hop on that platform and bring down some person who tweeted something like mildly unthoughtful. And the idea of like what is causing you harm is warped, where you're like, I'm being caused harm by somebody who had a different opinion than me on the internet, versus like I'm being caused harm by a tech company who is taking up so much resources in the world and not paying taxes. So like, can you talk a little bit about that, about like the personal responsibility element of it?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm sorry. Maybe it's me.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
The thing that I want to look back at climate again, because we've spent 20 years basically being told the world is doomed. So change to reusable shopping bags, drive less, recycle more, turn down your AC. All of these are good things. All of these are great ways to improve the planet, but also your life. It's just like a better, more responsible way to live in the world. I walk everywhere now, and I love it. It makes me feel good about myself. And I live in Los Angeles, which is very hard. But the thing that is, you know, the way that we would stop, I think something like 80% of carbon emissions is like there's like 15 companies where if they cut their carbon emissions by even 50% tomorrow, we would get some breathing room in terms of this. And they don't want you to like think about that. I think a lot about digital activism, and Twitter especially has been good for exposing me to the perspectives of people who are not like me, who have legitimate issues and things that they need to talk about and like ways the world needs to change. But Twitter is not really also helping me join in a movement to materially change their lives. It might promote a fundraiser, but like, what is that going to do in terms of the systemic problems that need to be fixed in the world? Like, Twitter is not designed to tackle systemic problems because Twitter is a systemic problem. The second that you look at like the ways that our lives are inseparable from social media now and how difficult it is to, for instance, not buy anything from Amazon. And I'm not making a value judgment if you buy stuff from Amazon, because I do as well. But like, it's this huge behemoth corporation, and the impetus is placed on me to be the one who like doesn't use this corporation that's taken over our world octopus-like.
Were there material consequences? Like what started happening in real life?
I don't really think that there were material consequences. I think if anything, it was just an annoyance to me, and I had anxiety about like what the consequences might be.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, what did I have to lose? Like, if
Well,
we're being
I don't
real.
know. I mean, I'm not sure. You know, I have friends who have gone through soft cancellations or have had something that they made comedically misunderstood or all kinds of things like that. And sometimes behind the scenes, or sometimes in front of the camera, you're like, oh, okay, so nothing really happened. But then behind the scenes, they've lost deals or things have happened in that way. Or, I mean, were you losing followers, gaining followers?
I gained followers, really. Like,
and let me ask you a question. Okay, and then like you handled it in a way where you were not like crying and apologizing.
No, I think I made a video. I think my like quote unquote apology video, I did something insane where I was like, I made up a story about like I had a great grandmother who was like at the witch trials and I was just like her and she like peed her pants when she was about to be burned at the stake and I was like, I'm the Joan of Arc of TikTok. I guess I did kind of lose it in a way.
Wait, what do you mean?
But just for fun. I was like, I need to make this ridiculous because it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's like two ways to handle that kind of thing, which is just to be like, I said what I said and I believe that still. But I think there are people who do still believe the thing, but do apologize because they're concerned about losing followers. They're concerned about, you know, the way that people are perceiving them. And I feel like, so you're a lot younger than me. So do you think that the new sort of wave of creators is like, no, I will not apologize?
Yeah, I think kind of in a way. I mean, I think it went from, because before like cancel culture, whatever you want to call it, just like faux moral outrage on the internet, before that was really a thing and YouTubers were like doing apology videos though, like they would apologize because they actually felt like something had hurt people's feelings. Mm-hmm. But I think now we're so familiar with the cycle of like, you know, someone being put on the internet and then their subsequent scandals that it's like we kind of understand that it's not actually like something that's hurting people's feelings and that this is just kind of part of it and it's going to happen really no matter what kind of content you have. Like I feel like people have the same level of scandaliciousness whether they're like doing and saying things like that are actually like insane and hurtful or they just kind of say something that people on the internet vaguely don't like.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've gotten accustomed to that cycle enough to be like, fuck you.
So that you gained followers on TikTok?
Yeah, I gained followers on TikTok. I definitely gained them on Twitter. I mean, I think it was partially like the way I handled it and it was also just, I don't know, people saw me and they were like, I might dislike this girl, but I at least dislike her in a way that interests me and in a way that like I might want to keep saying in her face even if I hate it. Oh my
God. I feel that way about so many. Like, I feel that way about like the ways in which people are canceled in a way that leads more people to them. Like examples being like Caroline Calloway, Trisha Paytas.
Yeah.
Like I'm so fascinated by the difference between people who are canceled where it's like, fuck you, I want nothing to do with you, and people who are canceled where it's like, I have to watch this.